Material Components, Season 2, Episode 92, Wizardnapped. Greetings and welcome to Material Components, the actual play RPG show all about a galaxy of magic and the adventurers who live there, brought to you by the Punch Up Entertainment Network. I am your humble Dragon Master, Mike Gargoni, and joining me, as always, are my stalwart adventurers. Hey adventurers, thanks for being here.
Oh, heck yeah.
You're welcome.
Yow.
That's us, adventurers.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
And
Good for us.
tonight,
Yeah, that's us.
I will be playing the adventurer. Wait, no. First, my name. My name is Olivia, and I will be playing adventurer Florian of Akobar.
I am Elliot, and I'm playing Shay, the elven wizard.
I am Michael, and I am slowly being consumed by Oswald Octavian Theophilus III until there's nothing left.
And I'm Reed, and I'll be playing Amari. Oh, boy.
Indeed. And of course, before we get into today's adventure, I have to ask the same question I ask every time, and that is, Michael Lissman, do you remember what happened last time?
Now, I might remember what happened last time, but Oswald, on the other hand, does not.
Well, I'm going to need you to dig up the reserves of Michael Lissman that still exist in your soul
Gotcha.
to help
Deep
explain.
Within the sub-cackle area of my chest, yeah.
Mhm.
So, okay.
Fuck off.
We arriving on Vanakel about a month early, a month before the prestigious day of celebration, honoring the Samba Surprise flavor, as well as honoring Septimus, of course. So we thought we'd, relax a bit. We've been, on the run. We've been dead for a period of time.
Specifically, we also said, Oswald, show us Vanakel culture.
Yes. So, of course, what could that culture be? It's either working or drinking. So, we did the drinking part. So we went to a series of bars. We went to, the first one was the Loophole 2, a bar that claims that Vorpal Corp and the Empire first signed an agreement there. It's sort of like a historical location. That's at least the marketing gimmick. And it's sort of based on the stock market exchange. It sounds like maybe the worst thing I've ever heard.
What if you had a sports bar where instead of sports on the TVs, it was just a ticker of stock prices throughout the galaxy?
Just numbers going up and down. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's the first bar. We didn't like it. The vibe was bad, so we left. Then I took them to a Solarix bar called Rulio's, I believe, where we played some fun games. Oswald got a little too into it and started cussing out the other contestants and was dragged out by his friends before he was, assaulted by the staff. Then we went to a lovely comedy club called Club Mirth that weirdly was reminiscent of Shay's nightmare experience with Robin Goodfellow.
Ariel.
Goodfellow. Ariel, right.
He has many
Totally
names.
different.
He has many names, but we don't know that one yet.
Okay, fair enough. And I don't remember what our impression of the comedy club was. I don't know what everybody thought. Obviously, Shay was a little freaked out. I think Oswald was underwhelmed by the performance, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, the performer was like a guy with no skin.
Yeah.
He had like completely
that's
translucent
right.
skin. So we were
He
all
had
kind of
skin. It was just
unsettled
invisible skin.
Yeah,
by that whole
exactly.
deal.
Yeah.
I think mostly the goal of Club Mirth was to stop and get some food in you.
Yes,
Yeah.
very, very important at some point in the night. to eat food and drink water. We just forgot the second one. Because by the time we got to the fourth place, Altitude, which is a 0G rave dance floor, we all lost our shit.
All's the word you're using there?
Almost
Don't
all.
loop me in with you guys.
You had the
rounding up.
opportunity. We're rounding up, exactly. You had the opportunity to let loose, to unbutton a few buttons and have a good time. And what did Amari do? He stuck that stick right in the mud, and by Jove, he's the only one to save Shay because they got kidnapped at the bar. And that is where we left off. So, bit of a cliffhanger here.
It's true. At the final destination of the evening, Altitude, y'all got a little nasty. Or at least, like, let the nastiness that was going on throughout the evening come to its culmination of near obliviousness, all except for Amari. Because yes, in accepting your drunken state, we are at a point on the danger gauge in which the vast majority of you chose to be removed from the scene, not able to act meaningfully in this moment, all except for, very importantly, Amari Kelrakasa.
I've been thinking about who would be the funniest person to still be, sober or mostly sober, if not Amari, Florian might be funny if Florian was, but yeah, I don't know. It makes sense that it's Amari.
I honestly also think it would be funny if Shay getting kidnapped was the only one coherent enough to do anything.
Yeah.
Like, they'd probably be fine, but I don't know.
Is it just us, or I'm trying to remember if our Cogger's companion joined us as well.
Vesnus is absolutely with you all.
Okay.
And Vesnus was getting smashed at the previous place.
Vesnus got sloppy really quick into the night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Admittedly,
That's
she's
true.
she is established not a drinker.
Very much a lightweight, and so given an opportunity to overindulge, it is very easy for her to go off the deep end. So while you may not exactly have her in line of sight at the moment, it can be assumed that she is also fairly disabled in this period of time.
That only makes her more effective in combat.
Nope.
If only. If only.
Inebriation is decidedly impairing when it comes to precise demolitions and explosives.
Okay.
Precise being the operative word, though, here.
Mhm.
I suppose you're right. Wanton destruction is always an option.
I said
Is that-
nothing about precision.
We're talking
Pure
about
effectiveness.
business here. Yeah.
But Amari's lack of inebriation is important to note here. Because while this club, Altitude, is a riot of people unbound by the normal conventions of up and down, left and right, even the drinkware here floats along little tethers that are attached to the people who wish to have their daiquiris and Manhattans floating nearby on a tether.
Is there a Tim Curry clown saying that everything floats down here as well?
That's actually written in big yellow neon along the back wall.
Okay, gotcha. Great. Just want to make sure.
Uh-huh. And yes, we left off last session with a black bag being slipped over Shay's head. Shay,
Mm-hmm.
I need you to roll me a d12.
Okay. Getting there. My cat fell asleep on my dice tray.
That's a classic problem.
Classic problem. We all have it.
Now, before you roll this, I want to let everybody know
Okay.
that the danger gauge is currently at 7. Whether or not you roll higher than that 7 could be important.
Okay, well, I didn't.
Cool. What did you roll?
A 1.
Excellent. In a moment in which you had given yourself over to the thrumming rhythms of both the alcohol in your blood, the music in the air, and your unbound ability to move freely in zero gravity, there was a moment in which you found yourself alighting near the edge of the dance floor, your feet like barely touching, your toes just dipping down almost ballerina-like onto the bottom floor, preparing to vault yourself back up into that space in the center of this club where writhing, floating bodies move in time with the music, creating this squirming mass of people just giving themselves over to the nightlife of Vanakel. Seeking to be back among them, your eyes are closed, feeling the rhythms both within your body and in the music, and so you have no idea who it is that throws the bag over your head and drags you off of the floor. You feel rough hands grab you by the arms. Amari.
Yes.
I need you to roll me a d12.
Oh, lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. It's a 10.
You see this happen. But more importantly, you see the two individuals grabbing Shay, dragging them off of the dance floor, and then their bodies and Shay between them begin to ripple and become hazy, as though they are creating some kind of static, illusory field around them to bend light around them.
Okay.
You see this happening.
That's pretty cool.
Uh-huh.
We should probably
Learn how to do that? Yeah.
All right.
They're not invisible by any means, but they're definitely making it hard to observe them. The individuals in question appear to be two roughly averaged height, probably Midrian or Elvish, maybe really small ogres, though that seems unlikely.
How far away is Shay?
What did you roll?
Like, I rolled a 10.
10 meters.
10 meters. Okay. I mean, I think it's that like immediate snap to action, just like going through as many people as possible. If I yell, no one's gonna hear anything. So immediate, like,
as your attention
attempt
swivels
to
to Shay, and you have that moment of reaction where you're about to start diving into the crowd, you feel your data pad go off in your pocket. Etherically,
No time.
You just know that you're getting a call right now.
Poorly timed. They should know I'm busy trying to stop kidnapping.
Okay. As you begin pushing your way through the crowd to try to get to Shay, I think this is going to require some kind of role. You're acting meaningfully.
Okay. I'm thinking either swiftly or forcefully. I'm probably gonna do. I think it's just a matter of pushing my way through. No one's gonna. It doesn't matter if people get offended or anything like that because I'm pushing my way to save my friend. So I'm gonna go with forcefully, and then I feel like covert ops is counter to forcefully. So
I guess it depends. What do you want the result of this role to be?
I mean, to get to them without being like hindered in any way. Like, you know how in movies where they're like, I need to get over there, and then suddenly there's a huge crowd of people that just somehow manages to stop them. I don't want that to happen.
I would potentially argue that like following a mark could be part of covert ops.
Sure.
Right. Sure. Okay. I'm gonna use my like a spooky shadow specialization to just kind of drunkenly stumble through the crowd forcefully. Yeah, there we go.
So you're forcefully getting through the crowd and attempting to make it not obvious that you're heading in that direction.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that totally tracks.
All right. So I've got my D6 for covert ops. I got my D8 for like a spooky shadow. And then I've got a D8 in forceful.
Okay.
And I think this is an instance where some Aether would be thrown onto this as well.
I will say getting through 10 meters of pretty packed nightclub is and getting to them in a manner that like prevents them from knowing you're coming, which is the stated goal here, would be pretty incredible. So I'm looking for a 25.
Okay. It is feasible. Okay. Nope. 14. D8s. What's wrong with you?
You want to take the failure?
I mean, I'd have to roll an 11 on a void die to get that.
Don't forget, you can spend XP to re-roll any number of dice.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm sitting on an absolute dragon's hoard of XP. So let's do that. All right.
Y'all
so
did have to
re-roll.
fail quite a few rolls to get to this point. So yeah, I believe you've all got a chunk of XP at this point.
Okay, I'm gonna spend 2 XP to re-roll both of my D8s.
You only need to spend 1 XP to reroll any number of dice.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna spend 1. Like I said, I'm gonna spend 1 XP to re-roll both my D8s.
Sounds great.
And that is the exact same roll. It's a 3 and a 1 now.
No. How many ones do you have showing?
Just 1.
Okay. So this is your second one that you've rolled in this roll, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. It is my first one.
Oh.
My first roll was 2 5s and 2 2s, and this is my
same result
yeah,
but different
it's my-
numbers. Got it.
yeah.
Okay. You taking the failure, bud?
I mean, if I just keep throwing void dice at it, anything is possible through the void.
It's true.
I feel like I should. All right, here we go. 1 void die. Kiop.
Mhm.
I got a 10.
No. So you need 1 more. That brings you to 24.
Yeah. I mean, I
Sunk cost
You
fallacy.
committed now. Yeah.
yeah, like I have to. Okay. That's a 6.
Okay. Danger gauge is now at 9. We are 1 level away from being in the high danger.
Danger's already here.
Danger's coming.
I
Yeah.
am the danger.
Yeah. Boo. Grr.
As you push your way through the crowd, you manage to act in such a way that most of the people you're knocking into just assume you're stumbling drunk. Not exactly a stretch in this place. Pushing through, you eventually reach the place where you've sort of triangulated to where you think that Shay's kidnappers are moving to. As you're moving, you feel this weird buzzing hum in your etheric senses. It's not something you're used to, because Amari's etherics are not nearly as developed as his companions. Yours are always more focused on the tactile, real-world terra firma, like sometimes you just need a little energy to get that robot working.
Mm-hmm.
And that's totally fair. Most people in the Dragon's Wake do not spend time really honing their etheric senses to the degree of like a wizard, or really knowing what they're capable of in spellcraft, like a mage. It would be like spending a lot of time to really develop your like taste buds and palate. Like there are people and specialists who do that sort of thing, but the vast majority of the people be like, it tastes like wine. So when you feel this buzzing, you don't quite know what it means, and you're really focused on the goal at hand. So like the call you felt in your data pad, you sort of just push it aside. Easy enough. Like any other sensory input that a soldier has to ignore in the rigors of combat, you know enough about yourself to be able to push that stuff aside and focus on the objective at hand. Somewhere a wizard lets out a frustrated scream. You arrive at that place where 3 blurry figures are also pushing their way through a crowd in a not-so-subtle fashion. In this particular instance, there are people in the crowd who are looking around at the weird fuzzy spot, like confused and a little scared, not quite sure what's going on. From a distance, it just looks like 3 kind of vague figures moving through the crowd. So, like, somebody observing this via, like, a video camera later might not necessarily be able to tell that somebody has a black bag over their head, but you saw what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Shay,
Mm-hmm.
what is going through your mind right now?
A lot of swear words.
Mm.
It's fair.
Also, keep in mind, you are very drunk.
Yeah, I'm very drunk. I can't see. I'm being like I can't, like, I can struggle, but I'll tell you right now how that roll would go. The answer is bad.
Like 150 pounds soaking wet.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's like, you know, when you are like really like you're drunk, but you start freaking out, but you can't, but your head is like still swimming, so you can't quite figure out, like, you're freaking out, but you can't quite get to panic because you're so drunk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What is enhancing that reality is the fact that as soon as the hood went over your head, your etheric senses were silenced. And that is a
that makes
freaky
sense.
proposition.
Yeah.
So your ability to reach out and touch Aeth, as it were,
Yeah.
is silenced. Your ability to feel the aether around you, which honestly probably enhanced your high a little bit in a club like this.
Yeah.
Like being able to feel the pulse and rhythm of emotions on top of all of that, of just the people around you. Like, there's a euphoria just in that.
Mm-hmm.
And so when that suddenly cuts out, suddenly you're in a silent rave of 1 as you're being dragged away from this scene.
New band name. Silent Rave of 1.
You feel rough metal being slapped around your neck,
Yeah.
and there's a secondary cutoff of sensation as you feel your ability to use Aether being shut down.
Yeah. Sounds about right. Piss and shit.
Amari, what do you do when you get to these blurry figures?
They're just there? Like,
You caught up with them.
they haven't moved? Oh,
No, they're
good,
moving,
okay.
but you were able
Okay.
to triangulate and like cut them off at the pass, as it were.
Perfect, okay.
They're
For some
heading
reason, I was
towards the
just like,
exit.
They just stood there. They just stood there the whole time. We were just waiting for something to happen. Yeah. So they've blurred Shay as well.
Yes. Making it hard to recognize the fact that they have thrown a bag over the head of someone and are dragging them out of this place.
I mean, I've spent enough time around Shay to know how tall they are. So if possible, I want to just kind of just bag off, like reach for where I would guess Shay's head is and try to remove the bag.
Just deck Shay straight in the face.
Not punching.
Okay. So you're trying to reach into this blur that is vaguely 3-person shaped.
Okay.
Grab the bag off of Shay's head.
It's either that or do it all of like the Invisible Man and spill a drink on them so we can see them.
Again, they're not invisible. They've just got a very thick, this is not your problem field up right
Yeah.
now.
Right, yeah. But what if I make it everybody's problem? I don't have my gun on me, because that would be bad. Yeah, what if I just try to sweep all their legs? Just all of them, all 3 of them. Doesn't matter.
Sure.
Let's do that, yeah.
Okay. That is definitely some kind of...
Yeah. Let's see here. Let's go with I need this to work this time.
If only
So
if only you still had your tree branch thing. your like bat made of a that was like way too big for you.
Oh yeah.
Let's see here. Okay. I'm going to use my Daredevil trait. So I am going to use boldly to sweep the leg of all three. Oh boy, this is gonna go good.
What talent are you using?
Would you say it's more athletics or melee weapons? It doesn't matter.
I mean, this is straight up melee combat. I don't know what to tell you, man.
Yeah.
Like I could take an argument for athletics, I guess, but like you are literally kicking these people.
All right, so I got a D6 there. I'll double my tactics and talent die. D10 for my boldly.
Mm-hmm.
And we get to double that as well. And we will throw some Aether on there as well.
I will say, these are two apparently very professional individuals that are very determined to get the package out of this place. The package in this case being Shay. And yeah, they are going to absolutely be resisting your attempts to sweep the legs, Johnny.
I can't tell you how rude that is of them, honestly.
It's so mean.
They're not taking into account my personal feelings, and that's rude.
It would be nigh impossible for you to sweep the legs of both of them in one go.
Does the fact that Amari rolled well on his stealth roll earlier like affect that at all? Because they're like maybe less aware of him?
I'm already taking that into account.
Okay.
Oh, lovely.
If they knew he was coming, then this would be a much harder roll.
I have to play lawyer for the
Sure. No, that's absolutely fair.
Your Honor.
We appreciate the lawyer in this instance.
Yeah.
Okay.
If they knew he was coming, this roll would be more about Amari dodging incoming fire. I'll put it that way.
Great. Well, one of the nice things is I still have a little bit of Aether left because the one that came up as a 1 last time was my Aether die. So
Okay.
I got to keep that due to my savant. So I've got 46 and 2d10 to throw at this.
Lest we forget, if you deem the time is right, going all in is always an option.
Yeah, we'll do.
Especially if you're using the last of your Aether, because at that point you don't have any Aether.
No,
to use
I still
after the
have
fact
2.
Anyway.
I still have 2 left after this roll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so next roll will be my go all in attempt.
Okay.
Nobody else is in this scene, right? Everybody is completely out besides. Oh fuck. Okay.
It's all on you, bud.
Yeah.
No pressure, man.
Fuck it. No. We're gonna do it here. We're gonna do it here. One and done. All right. Going all in. That's 6 Aether die total, or 6 Aether die plus my 4 that I would normally use. I've got left.
And 35 is the target number here.
Okay. I need more dice.
You'll love to hear it.
Yeah.
Very important question that I need to ask right now.
Mm-hmm.
Are Oswald and Florian on the dance floor?
I'd say so.
Okay.
If
Florian is the least.
if Oswald hasn't started throwing,
Roll me a d12.
he will. Okay. That's
Gut check.
10.
You're holding it down. There's definitely like
Oswald has not been drinking a lot this evening because we've been
There have been 1 or 2 times where like you make that pre-throw up sound in which the crowd around you is sort of like backed up in like moments just like but then no, you're fine.
Mm-hmm.
Couple
I'm
of
trying out some custom dance moves.
There you go.
I want to get dance move.
Okay, these will be my go all in.
Your mic just cut out there for all of us listening.
Oh, fun. Basically, he's trying to. Did it just cut
It
out
won't.
again?
It doesn't want to hear it.
Yeah.
It's like this
Never
part
mind.
is
I'm
not
not doing
land.
anything. Huh.
It'll be on your recorded audio, so I'm not too worried about it. But
Everyone do a little laugh right here, so we can all so Mike can just edit it together.
That's a good one.
It's so sad, but please keep going.
all right, Reed, you got enough dice?
Okay.
We
Yep.
vamped.
So I have 10d6 and 4 d10.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, excuse me. 12 d6.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot to double my my talent. There we
Right.
go.
Whoo! How's that feel? How's that feel in the hands? How's the hand feel?
I
for all
need-
those dice.
I need bigger hands. Or smaller dice.
A rolling cup would also help.
Yeah.
Yahtzee.
Ooh, that's a good like supplemental like item that comes with the book if you buy it at
I was just thinking that could be a
Mhm.
great marketable.
tiny dice or a rolling cup.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or both.
Functionally doubles as a drinking cup, so look, dual
Mhm.
purpose.
Mhm.
It's true.
Yeah. Just don't forget what.
Yeah.
Very important not to take a swig when there's
Reed, did you
D4s
roll
rattling
all
around in
ones?
I got 3 ones.
Oh, fuck.
Whoops.
But they are not they're not none of them are my Aether die.
It doesn't matter.
I know it doesn't matter.
Unless.
I'm just saying that if it was a normal roll, I would get those back if they were my Aether die. My Aether came through this time.
No. Sorry, Shay, you're dead now.
No,
Actually,
it'll be worse. Death is too good for a wizard.
so to remind our listeners and our players, when 3 ones occur in a roll, regardless of where they occur within the roll, we have a spectacular setback is triggered. What that means is Reed now has the choice to either give me 3 void dice, but the danger gauge does not go up, or the danger gauge increases to the next threshold, which, at the moment, is only by 1. So, who's to say? Reed's to say.
Yeah.
And who knows, if he rolled high enough with all of those dice he just rolled, he might have enough critical successes to knock the danger gauge back down quite a bit.
Yeah.
Now, something we don't necessarily have determined in the rules is what order those things happen in. So I'm going to say, since the 3 ones came up, the spectacular setback is triggered immediately. So, Reed, before we know exactly what your result is here, I need you to decide whether to give me 3 void dice or have the danger gauge increase to the next threshold.
I think the best option was the next threshold, right?
It only goes up by 1, right?
Yeah.
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 It just
That's fine.
puts us into maximum danger.
Yep.
now
We were gonna
any-
get there
any
anyways.
Yeah.
So danger
Um,
gauge is now at 10. We are in the high danger threshold. Any failures rolled during the mission now, while we're in the red, will result in removal from the mission, which could mean death. We'll see.
I mean, we have no option. We're gonna anything against us after this roll. We're all no longer in the scene because yeah. So I was 1 away from a perfect roll. Yeah. That being the perfect roll of 69.
I see.
But yes, yeah. A gentleman's perfect roll.
So you're gonna
so
spend the
68.
void die-
So, yeah.
I can't pop. Well, see, but if I go over, it's just like it won't be as sweet
Yeah,
as having.
yeah, you'll-
I would
It's
want
like
to get a
blackjack.
1 on the void die. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't want to bust.
Yeah, this is Price is Right rules.
Yeah, so 68.
68 is pretty good. That also gets you 3 critical victories. So,
Great.
you can use those in a number of ways. Do you remember all of those ways?
I can take people out. I can bump the danger gauge down. And other ones that I don't remember.
Recover Aether dice.
Yeah, well, it's
Or
not going to
alley-oop.
matter. It's not going to matter because I went all in.
Right. Or you can also alley-oop if you want to.
Yeah. Not going to alley-oop because none of us will be able to act meaningfully after this roll. So I'm going to take out these people, and if I can, bump the danger gauge down because that's really all I can do.
Those seem like both very good options. So, what does this look like? What does your sweeping barrage that takes out both of these fools look like?
I come like stumbling up, and then I just like dig my toes into the ground. For some reason my shoes are extra grippy right now, and then I just jump and power slide into these fools, all of them. Just take out that entire blurry section.
Depending on who was editing this movie, there might be the sound of bowling pins in this moment.
But if there are, it's a quick cut to the other side of the room where there's a bowling alley happening at the same time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
My favorite dance clubs also have bowling alleys in them.
Vatikel's a weird spot.
It's a weird
they
place.
love, and they call it by its traditional name too, kegling here too. They're very old school.
Oh, you want to go down to the lanes and kegel? There is a sound not unlike two coconuts striking each other as these two, well, all three individuals are thrown ass over tea kettle in this moment. But the two that were holding Shay clonk their heads together as they go tumbling backwards.
Well, and one thing that we do know from car crashes is that Shay will feel absolutely nothing and be perfectly fine after this altercation.
So released from their grip, you see that there is a slim elvish form go spilling to the ground in front of you, bag over their head, a strange looking collar now affixed to their neck, and is just sprawled out on the ground. Shay, you definitely like smack your face in the floor. You can't really see what's happening.
It's a bag over my head.
That is
so
part of it.
Having a rough one.
You've definitely hit that point in the night where if it were an option, sitting down and crying in a kitchen somewhere would be what was happening.
Yeah.
Amari, you see the two assailants spilled out on the ground. They are dressed in tactical chic. They're not dressed like Black Ops soldiers by any means, but they're definitely dressed in like black pants, long black like turtlenecks. They're dressed to like go out and be vaguely unseen in the nightlife scene here. Two Midrians, from what you can tell. They both have a look about them of ex-Imperial, like Legionnaire, just based on like the haircut and the build, and maybe as one of them goes spilling to the ground, you can see the elaborate tattoo picking back up from behind their neck, something you've learned to recognize. So, very possible that they're ex-Legion. If they're actually Legion, this is open to a whole host of other problems. But that's a problem for future Amari, because right now, your friend is free and down on the floor in front of you with a bag still over their head. So what's the play?
Gotta remove that collar, and it's either that or I just pick Shay up over the shoulder and just like dip. Yeah, gonna do that.
Okay.
No time.
Where are you
Action.
going?
If there's an exit nearby, I know they were trying to get to one. It's either that or a bartender. Yeah, maybe I pick Shay up and get to like the nearest bar.
Okay.
Find some sort of cover.
Okay. within altitude still, so you're staying here?
I mean, the immediate response would be to like find a safest spot as possible, like here, right?
I guess in the action movie scenario, where do we cut to where Amari is placing Shay down?
Well, first
Okay.
we cut back to Florian and Oswald, just like,
Uh-huh.
Well, you see, Florian, the way you have to do it is you have to move your wings as if, or excuse me, arms as if you're flying, but you have to be low to the ground at the same time. It's called the Oswald.
Oswald, there is no ground. We're in 0.
You're right! I'm having a great time.
While the
Just
two of you
floating
are-
in the background, Vesna says, "I'm doing the Oswald," as she's like flapping around. in
See,
the
it's
background.
catching on. It's catching on.
We cut back. We cut to like 10 minutes ago, where the two of you are talking. Like, Amari just he needs to relax once in a while. He takes everything way too seriously.
Like, he just
It's
never
kind of
lets
a
his
drag.
guard down. Like, I worry for his health, you know? Like,
Yeah, we've
we're
all
having
been
a
so
good
stressed. Exactly, we're having
we're
a
having a
great
good
And
time.
listen, there's no danger. It's
No,
It's
no.
crazy how little danger there is.
wild.
We can't even let
If
gravity
I were
get
to
us
measure
down.
the danger, objectively speaking, like in a 1 to 12, I would say we are at 0.
Oswald, why
Yes.
is it 1 to 12? Why ain't it 1 to 10?
I don't know.
Because this
Why
one
not?
goes up to 12.
This one goes up to 12. I don't know what it
It's
is.
a baker's 10.
We don't use the metric system here on Benikel.
Oh, us either on Akalar. Oh my god. This is why we're friends, Oswald.
The
Yes,
two of you are
course.
just having such a drunk heart to heart.
Oh, so good.
Neither will remember this in the morning.
Nope.
Man. Okay. In that case, yeah. Smash cut to Amari setting Shay down in like some offices or something, just outside of the building and like the next door over.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. It's like a darkened office alcove. They've probably closed for the night,
Mhm.
but it's like just off the street enough that it's totally reasonable for someone to be slumped in these
Mhm.
alcoves at this time. So, congratulations, we've moved beyond this scene.
Oh, I'm sweaty. Okay.
Hooray.
All three of us just like suddenly come to consciousness inside of our bodies.
I feel like I can act meaningfully now. I don't know why.
But Amari, you have definitely left Oswald, Florian, and Vesnes behind at altitude as you are getting into this alcove. I'm assuming you're tearing the bag off of Shay's head. Shay,
Mhm.
still not feeling great, but you've gathered your senses enough as the bag is pulled off your head and the cold air slaps your face. You are confronted with Amari's face.
What the fuck just happened? What is this? I can't feel anything.
Yeah, some individuals attempted to kidnap you while you were dancing, so I tackled them, and now we're in an office.
I can't feel anything.
Is there a way that we can just break the thing off, or is it locked in any sort of way?
It appears locked.
Okay, that's not good.
You've seen these sorts of things before, Amari. They're used for extremely dangerous prisoners. You saw one affixed to Macias as he was being interrogated before.
Right.
They are usually coded to whichever jailer is utilizing them to dampen etheric power. So, opening one by sheer brute force is possible, but very hard. Opening one via etheric chicanery, also very hard if you're not the person who put it on.
Okay. Yeah, we need to get out of here.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah. I don't how far away from the ship are we at this point?
You have no idea.
Great. Good and cool.
You were led here circuitously, I might add, by a little bird man who is now exceedingly drunk.
Yeah, Oswald, we love the nightlife.
Let's stay out forever. Let's never leave this club.
I'm never gonna die. Oh my god. I guess at that point, pull out the data pad and see if there's any way we can get in contact with Mara.
Yeah, 100%. You see like 6 missed calls from Mr. Zinn, but yes, you can immediately get in contact with
Oh no,
Mara.
our mom called and we didn't pick up.
Oh my god.
We're in so much trouble.
Honestly, it's better than having like it be like Layla calling 6 times. So this is the lesser of 2 evils.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, we're so grounded. And Shay is just continuously like pawing at the collar, like ineffectually scratching it.
And it is a dull steel collar with these affixed sapphires at specific intervals around the outside of it. But
Does
yeah,
it look good at least?
Yeah, it looks hot.
That's the worst part. Oh, it even goes with my outfit.
Yeah, absolutely. It goes with your outfit. You can immediately get Mara on your datapad. Absolutely.
Excellent. Yes, I would like to do that. Yeah, Mara, we have a bit of a situation here. What's going on?
Nothing is going on to my knowledge.
Oh, okay.
How is your evening out, Amari?
It's taking a turn. So a couple people just attempted to procure Shay. There's nothing going on your end?
There have been ongoing attempts to breach the data centers of the Tiresian, but I have countered them at every turn.
Okay.
Not by any one specific source, though, if that is what you're asking.
Interesting. All right. Can you take my location right now and plot the quickest course back to the Tiresian?
Absolutely, Amari. And
Thank you.
Does. You have a little map display pops up on your datapad and shows you the quickest route via several different means of transportation back to the Tiresian.
Perfect.
Walking, it'll probably take you about an hour.
Oof.
But there's public transportation. You could hail a personal, like, hover transit.
Okay. Yeah. Mara, would you mind calling Mr. Zinn?
Not at all.
And figuring out why he's trying to call me?
Oh, I believe that is because he is on his way here.
Okay. Would you mind giving him my exact location right now? Do you know if he's going to be here soon?
Based on his distance and possible transportation options, I would say within the turn.
Okay. All right, well, then the safest spot is going to be back at the Tiresian unless somehow Oswald knows of some other super safe club.
I've never been in the... Hey, Florian, I've never been in this neighborhood before. Isn't that crazy? I have no idea where anything is.
Oh my god, it's an adventure.
I was just leading you on a whim. I have no idea where we are. I've never been to this bar before. It's crazy.
Business, have you ever been to this neighborhood before?
I've never been to a neighborhood before.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to spell it.
I didn't even know how to spell it.
Yeah. In that case, I guess... What are the ramifications of attempting to remove a collar like this forcibly? Permanent, like, etheric system damage to a person, or what? I'm not attempting, I'm just wondering if something I would know.
What are your knowledge specializations, if any?
I have military history.
Okay. That is maybe applicable here. What is your die rank?
It's a D10 for my specialization.
Nothing about what these colors do are permanent. it's incredibly difficult, if not impossible, to like permanently disable somebody's etherics. There have been attempts by like gross militaries and like bad military science throughout history to like try to find a way to do that. And there's like gross experimentation you can point to that both the Empire and the Dominion have tried to. I mean, for every Magus and Minotaur that is an exemplar of etheric power, of course they want an ability to strip people of that power, but no one's ever been like super successful at permanently doing it. So the worst these collars can do is like dampen your powers while you're wearing them. I mean, the danger to just breaking one is the same danger that somebody would have to just breaking a necklace on someone's neck. It might cause physical harm to their neck, which is an important part of the body.
That's where like a lot of my blood is.
Okay. Well, I don't have like a readily accessible like angle grinder, so I guess that'll have to stay for now.
If I could
Although I
use
could
my
spend a
etherics,
whole
I
lot
could
of
just
XP.
hack into it. But I don't have my etherics. I can't do it.
She's crying.
It's like those ugly drunk tears too of just
Yeah.
Oh. Amari's like rubbing Shay's back.
This is
Just
very
like,
much
it's
that
gonna be
scene
okay.
in 30 Rock with Jack Donaghy with the broom just going there at Tina Fey from like half a room away.
Amari does have some very Jack Donaghy energy sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just like Jack Donaghy, if Amari ever cries, I feel like anyone who is with him will also immediately start crying and be like, please, Dad, stop crying.
So what's the play, Amari?
Yeah, we need to get back to the Tiresian unless somehow we can stay like hidden in like a spot for long enough. But I don't know of any place that we're gonna be able to be here long enough.
Okay. Getting back to the Tiresian's easy enough. And once you're out into the city, I mean, obviously there's the general paranoia of there's lots of people around you don't know who to trust, but also there's lots of people around and most of them don't care about who you are.
That's good.
So that's
I
a
like
sort of
that.
safety in and of itself. Do you send any messages to your erstwhile companions back at altitude?
Yeah, I mean we've got an hour to kill.
I think Shay keeps trying to send texts to Florian, but it doesn't work. As soon as the collar comes off, Florian's gonna get like 50 to 75 like messages all at once.
I would let them know while if we're gonna walk, which I think is probably the best since there's so many people. Yeah, there's time.
Okay. Heading back to the Tiresian, you send a couple messages back to Oswald, Florian, and Vesnes. Whether or not you all get those messages in a timely fashion and react to them, that I leave up to you.
At least 20 to 30 minutes after.
Like, how? Yeah, exactly. How often is somebody checking their phone on the dance floor? Not too often.
You don't want to be one of those people.
Florian just can't get the data pad to work.
Vesnes didn't even bring hers.
Yeah.
Oh dang, she just wanted to live in the moment. She just wanted
Yeah.
to feel the vibes. That's great.
Committed
Damn
to that
kids these days,
vibe.
data
Yeah.
pads.
Attached at the
It's
hip.
because you're on that damn phone all the time.
All right, you make it back to the Tiresian. When you do, you're immediately confronted by Mara, who lets you know that she has immediately done some digging on those individuals, and she has pulled up camera footage that you don't know how she got, because they're not, like, these are all private security, clearly from different buildings along the route to altitude.
I'm not worried about it.
Okay. She asked herself what each of you would do. Yeah.
And you know what? I'm going to trust that she made the right decision when doing that, you know? And if she didn't, then we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, if it
I
becomes
can
a
think of
problem.
multiple members of this party who would do it, but one who could do it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, she literally went, Shay has often hacked into private security. They do it all the time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's kind of their thing.
Yeah. Honestly, it's lucky I don't destroy it on the way out.
But you clearly get a view of these two moving toward the club and specifically tracking you from at least Rulio's, the games parlor y'all visited.
They're
Can
just mad
she?
about Solarix.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. Can she track them back further? Like, what were they doing before that?
Yes, she absolutely can if you ask her to.
Okay.
This is a moment where how much do you want to abuse Mara's ability to manipulate systems to find answers about this?
If it's breaching like security systems and it's going to draw unwanted attention and tantamount to theft, then I would dissuade her from that.
She seems very confident in her ability not to get caught with a lot of this stuff.
Good girl.
And that's what's most important.
Confidence.
Yeah.
And not getting caught.
Oh, yes.
So long as they are within the city center, Amari, I could track them for as long as you would like.
Well, I don't know if it matters too much. I'm sure whoever sent them will show their ugly head eventually.
Would you like me to discover their identities?
No, it's okay. They were probably just hired to do a job.
I see.
Well, thank you, Mara. I appreciate you getting us home.
I'm happy to help. Is there anything else I can help you with this evening?
I don't want to ask Mara. I was like, hey, you can't like hook up to we plug the collar into like a USB port and like, hey, can you break this open? Because again, I don't want to abuse the systems or Mara's
You don't
abilities,
ask her to
right?
do it, I am, so.
Go for it. Okay, that's it. That's on you.
But I can't right now.
You can ask her.
You can
Put her
talk
on.
to
You
her.
just look at my You can just look at my
okay.
data pad.
Let's assume
when
this
we
is
get
happening
there.
back on the Tiresian.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, as soon as we get onto the ship, I'm like, okay, I'm probably not still drunk, but I'm very tired.
It's been
and
a
sad.
sobering evening.
Yeah. Mara, if I plug this stupid collar into the ship, can you get it off me, please?
I can try.
That's all I ask.
We can just go get the tux, and I can very like gingerly just.
If Shay was
Pop
still
it off.
drunk, that would be the first thing that they would suggest. But unfortunately, we didn't take a cab, so
It's like using the jaws of life to remove a belt. Like, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely possible. Advisable?
work.
Maybe not.
I'm a war hero. I'm good with that.
funny.
Shit.
Yes.
Yeah. Slight overkill.
Yeah, you can try to hook the collar up to the ship systems and let Mara interface with it.
Also, check to see if there's a tracking device in there. I'm guessing there probably is.
Yeah.
As soon as you hook up to the ship systems and let Mara get a look at it, she can shut it off and get it open pretty easily.
Yes, please.
There is absolutely a tracking protocol in it that has been functioning since you left the club. She shuts that down without you asking. And yeah, so that happens.
Starting to regret taking apart the Golden Comet. Would love to just hop in there and zoom back to altitude and grab everybody so we can haul ass out of here, but alas.
As soon as the collar is off, you suddenly get the sensation, Shay, that you're being watched.
Can I try to hone in on that to feel more information about that?
Okay. Yeah, give me some kind of etheric senses roll.
Yeah. My cat is lying on fell asleep on my dice tray. Now he's fallen asleep on my character sheet. He doesn't really like when I play games. Put this on top of him. Okay. So I'm going to...
It is really late at night, like edging towards being considered early in the morning at this point.
Yeah. I'm going to carefully do this so that whoever's doing it maybe doesn't notice that I'm watching back.
Okay.
See how well that works. Get my reach out, touch eighth. So that's a D6, and then I have a D6 for perception and a D8 in reach out, touch eighth.
Mm-hmm.
This is not my character sheet. I mean, it is, but it is not the most recent one. I was wondering why it looked so whack. For our darling listeners, our Matt comrades, I recently moved, so here it is.
While you're
So
finding
my
and getting
shit
that
is
sorted,
everywhere.
very important question for Oswald and Florian.
Yeah.
How are you eventually getting back to the Teresian? Is this a stumbling back home after a good night, or is this a cab ride?
What it should be is a cab ride. What Oswald will insist is that, oh, well, I got us here. I can get us back.
Awesome. Yeah, 100% convinced by that. Me and Business in
Yeah.
it to win it.
Oswald
Wait a
and
minute.
Florian go to White Castle.
Wait, hold on. I think we're missing... Florian, are we...
No.
We're missing someone.
It's like Florian gets the data pad message open right like then. It's like, oh my god, they left like 30 minutes ago.
What? They left without us?
Fucking
Oh,
lame.
that's rude. Now, Amari I expected, but Shay, no, never.
Florian just completely not absorbing the rest of the message, only that they left 30 minutes ago.
Reed never said what he sent. I just assumed that he sent, hey, we're leaving.
It's out 100%. It was that.
Like, why would he give pertinent information?
Yeah.
Good question.
I don't want to kill your vibe, right? You know,
Yes,
I don't want to be a
like,
dad, right?
As I texted to Elliot at the beginning of this session, I know that these people are only after Shay, but damn, what a perfect way to split the party. Future bounty hunters take note.
Yeah.
The follow-up campaign.
And then
is
30
just
minutes
forward.
after that, which is about when the collar comes off, Florian gets the flood of drunk messages that Shay sent. All right. So the numbers were right. It's just the layout was bad, and I can't do that. And then I'm also putting a 3 aether on it, so that's 5d6 and 1d8.
Okay. You don't know who this is. You don't have a ton of experience dipping into this sort of thing. So I am going to say it would be pretty incredible if you could... I'll put it this way. It's challenging to figure out what's happening. It would be incredible to figure it out without the person observing you knowing.
Right.
So figuring out who's watching you or figuring out what's going on is only going to require a 15, but doing so unobtrusively will require a 25.
You didn't share with us, right, that there is an elf clan here, right?
No.
Okay.
Elf clans are everywhere.
It's true.
Right, but
I'm going to put an
that was one of the
extra
things that you
aether on
said.
there.
Okay. Throw a little bit of extra stank on that.
Okay, so only 2 ones, so that's all right. I'm going to spend an XP. I'm going to reroll all of them.
Okay.
Nice.
Going for the whole cannoli.
That's much better. And only 1
Which makes our total 3 ones.
Was that the rule?
That's how we roll it, baby.
That's why Mike was checking last time when Amari went all in.
Fuck,
Yeah.
that's right.
So,
And that's just, I can't just be like, I spend another XP to reroll that one.
sure. And if you get 3 more
I
ones,
can't.
then it might happen again.
I'm only gonna reroll the one that came up a 1.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
No, it still counts in your tally.
Yeah.
Though.
Mhm.
Oh,
Doesn't
it
matter
does.
if you're.
Yeah.
I thought it was the okay.
You've already crossed the threshold.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Well,
A significant setback is happening.
it's still good. It's still good. Okay.
So, 3 void dice for me, or are we kicking this danger
Or-
gauge back up to 10?
How many do you have?
I currently have 8.
Jesus Christ.
Who would have thought we would have just funneled void die to Mike for us going out drinking?
It seemed like the logical choice, honestly.
Right?
In fact, it still does to Flora
Yeah.
and Oswald.
Oh boy.
Yeah, take them.
Void dice for me? Oh, nom.
So hungry.
Hungry boy.
Hungry. What am I going to do with all these? Jeez. Oh, wait,
That's-
I know.
10, 20,
Ruin my plans.
Ruin your plans.
33.
33.
Yeah.
2 more and you'd have a crit.
No. No.
No? Okay.
He's very good at it.
He has almost all of them now.
Yeah.
What happens when the DM has all 13 void dice? We may never know.
I don't want to find out.
Just snap your fingers and half the universe
At the party
gone.
disappears.
Mm-hmm.
You cast your senses out, trying to pinpoint the sensation of being watched. Trying to use some of the, let's just for the sake of brevity, call it training that you've received from Mr. Zinn. You know that the sensation is coming from the etheric field around you, that kind of just like all-encompassing sensation of magic in the Dragon's Wake galaxy. And you know that by kind of subsuming your consciousness in that, you can touch the astral sea. That realm of thought and aether that only wizards can really touch without use of the metanet. If anything, metadiving is kind of an artificial version of that thing that wizards can do.
Yeah, fucking posers.
You metadive all the time. What
I
are you
have
talking
canonically metadived once.
about? Nice.
Oh, that's true. 3
And are
times,
also the only
technically.
person on the team who has done that.
Look what they must do to match even a fraction of our power.
Exactly.
You feel more than see the presence of another wizard observing you in that place. Because you rolled high enough, you're pretty sure that they don't know that you know. And so it's this process of basically looking through your peripheral vision of your sixth sense without turning your metaphorical head to see the person standing behind you. But you do eventually recognize this person. You can sort of feel their presence, and as you focus your inner eye, you can tell based on the patterns and thrums of aether. You're very familiar with this person because their will, their etheric power enveloped the Storm's Repose every time that ship went into warp. You're feeling the presence of Halcyon of Furthest Thought, the wizard navigator from the Storm's Repose.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
What are we doing here?
It's a very good question.
Storm's Repose here.
So, yeah, you figure that out, and you're pretty sure you figure it out without them realizing it. She is observing you via the astral sea.
I almost want to, like, drop the stealth and be like, hey girl, what's up?
But you don't.
No, I think I do, actually. I think Shay is surprised enough that it's maybe not 100% like intentional. But yeah, it's like a hiccup, I suppose, in the stealth.
Okay. As you... How do you do this? What does this look like when Shay is trying to make contact with another wizard via the astral sea. I don't think you've ever attempted this on your own.
No. So I think like the shot is like it closes up on Shay's face, and kind of like the eyes closing and the background kind of fades to black, and then it fades back into that kind of pearlescent astral sea and zooms out. And so like that change of scenery to indicate where we are.
We go from the low lights of the Tiresian, kept low to mitigate Shay's hangover some, and the polysteel floors and the like kind of utilitarian hallways of that place get really close to Shay's face, and then as we pull back, we see this pearlescent rainbow wave of energy. The astral sea around Vanakel is a riotous profusion of colors and shapes, as the amount of aether present on this planet by volume is more than anything you've ever experienced. It is really hard to concentrate in this place, being that you're not used to this sort of thing. There's a reason wizards go into isolation chambers when they're trying to warp away from planets.
Yeah. And this roll probably would have been easier if I had hopped in the isolation chamber, but it's okay.
But this sort of thing is also what makes it possible for navigators to navigate. Getting to populated worlds is super easy. You just look for the big bright spot in the astral sea.
Yeah. Look.
So, while you were at a rave about an hour and a half ago, your mind dips back into the rave of magic around you as you feel your body sort of going numb a little bit as you try to brace yourself against the noise of the aether around you and turn to look at the form of Halcyon.
Brain Rave is such a good band name.
With a lot of those this episode.
Yeah.
But as you turn and look at her, she will smile as you do so, recognizing that you're seeing her. There's this moment of acknowledgement as two wizards meeting on the astral sea can do with one another. This moment of like, wizard.
What's up? Doctor.
And she will say, I'm so glad you are safe.
Thank you.
We were worried because we could not see you for a time.
Yeah. One of them callers.
They're going to great lengths, it seems.
Yep.
Are you all right? Are you safe?
I mean, we're back on the ship. The caller had a tracking device on it, so clock's ticking, but
In more ways than one.
what else is going on?
Remain where you are for now. Help is on the way. Mr. Zinn will arrive sooner rather than later. But there are other concerned parties that will also be intervening on your behalf.
Can we get a preview? Prepare.
Concerned individuals, wizards all, who would not see you used in the way your clan wishes to.
That was them.
Agents of them. We do not believe they are planet-side at this moment.
Wow. Okay, a lot must have happened while I was gone then.
We are not precisely sure. Wizardnapped brought it to my attention that you were being hunted.
Zorma could have given me at least a little bit more of a heads up.
There was perhaps some delay in our warning you due to the fact that this is not the first target that has been put on your back.
I suppose that's fair.
Though one may be a reaction to the other, we are unsure. All we know is that your former clan is hunting you.
Fun stuff.
And they know that you are on Vanakel. As I said, there are others who are coming to help and intercede on your behalf. Mr. Zinn, not the least of which.
All right. Thanks for keeping an eye on me.
You have been gone for some time, but the Cole Foundation does not forget their own.
Right.
I will inform the others that you are safe for now.
Thanks.
I am sure Mr. Zinn will make contact when he reaches Vanakel, as will representatives of Wezrin Izald if you are willing to discuss matters with them.
Okay.
Stay safe, Shenam.
Do my best. Peace. And just fade out.
Amari, you saw Shay just zone out. Wave a hand in front of their face.
Wizard stuff. Yeah, looks like wizard stuff. Okay.
Yeah, their eyes got that like pearlescent, like multicolored swirled quality to them for half a second.
Yeah, while they're doing that, I think Amari did a quick like just checking all the locks on the doors, very like, is the alarm on? Yeah, okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah, check all the cameras and everything.
Sure. Security on the ship seems as tight as it usually is.
Perfect.
What time in the morning do Oswald and Florian stumble back to the ship?
Wow, I said that the texts probably get to us like 20 to 30 minutes after. Michael, how long do you think it takes us to make this hour-long journey back to the ship?
Somebody should take over at a certain point because Oswald refuses to relinquish direction and insists he's going in the correct direction.
Okay, then how long does it take for Florian to figure out that Oswald doesn't know where he's going?
Oh god, probably an hour. Christ. It's supposed to take an hour-ish to get back, and I'm still pretty drunk.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. Is this altitude again? How did we get back here? I thought... Is there another altitude? Altitude? Perhaps.
That is a good name, and if it does not exist, Oswald, you and me are opening a bar.
TM, of course, yeah. Yes.
Well, we're here. We might as well go in for a drink.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's a fair point.
I think eventually Florian calls a cab, but doesn't say anything. It just arrives. We should get into this cab.
A dinosaur man leans out the cab wearing like a cabbie's cap and like wearing a vest. Somebody call for a ride.
No, I'm sorry.
No.
You must be mistaken.
Yeah, sir. This is probably the wrong. But if you're looking for a fare to pick up, maybe we can mutually help each other out. Oswald, you
Florian,
can tell him where to go.
I'm Florian, we don't
Oswald
want.
said
Cabbie, very confused.
I mean, if this cabbie is working this late at night and doesn't know how to deal with drunk people, then they're in the wrong line of business.
Sure. I am going to spend 4 void dice right now.
Oh, God.
This
Right.
cab ride.
This cabbie actually works for a company that turns people into meat.
No, this cabbie, this is 100% a V-Ride cab.
Okay, yeah. I figured.
As you get into the cab, there are cameras in the back seat because that's what cabs would do, just to make sure people don't fuck up the cabs.
Yeah. Just jamming whatever song the cabbie's got on the radio. It's that when you're drunk, but you're starting to come down, and it's really late at night, and you've been walking around, so you're just I'm just vibing. That's what Florian's
Everything
doing.
is awesome.
Yeah.
um.
Florian has not thought about the crushed up crystal in his pocket even once.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
There are small TVs on the back seats of the front, on the back of the front seats of the cab, with ads displayed on them. If you've been a New York cab or something, you've probably seen something like this. It rolls through a few ads until eventually there is one for the party.
Oh no.
There is the release party of Samba Surprise. And it lists, apparently this is going to be like a citywide event.
It's a block party for it.
Hell yeah.
It's like a launch party at like multiple locations across the city. There's like a main event that's going to be happening, and the ad goes into some of the special guests that will be appearing at that party, and definitely lists Oswald's sister as one of the special guests in attendance.
Nice.
Wait, hold on. We gotta wait for me to be on this list. Is it?
And it doesn't list her as Oswald Octavian Theophilus II. It lists her as O2, vid pop sensation.
All right.
Dang,
So wait,
she's not even like improving the Theophilus name technically. 'Cause
Well,
she's operating under a stage name. That's
But
Real fans
she's
know her actual name.
consistently, and she's consistently doing sponsorship partnerships with Vorpal Corp.
that's true.
That's true.
But the ad cuts to a brief video portion of her talking at the camera, saying that she is going to launch something alongside Samba Surprise. So like it's a launch party for Samba Surprise, but it's also she is announcing her new initiative at this party.
That
This will be good.
feathery bitch.
Stop being funny when I drink things.
This is
And you'll have to tune in to find out. Wink.
no. What could it be? Florian, what could it be? It could be anything. It could be another 12 logo flavor. 2 in 1.
God,
I don't
2 at once. That seems
That hasn't
like
been-
a dilution of the brain.
Oh, yes, you're
I
right.
hate that
that'd
I
be a
just
terrible
said
idea.
that those words out loud. That makes me a little.
Of course, my mind, my inferior Oz, 2, 12 loco flavors at once. But I'm sure whatever she figured out is probably going to be huge.
13.
This is
loco.
terrible. This is terrible. Florian, I may be drunk, but I think we need to turn this cab around and head. I don't know where, but we need to go somewhere and figure out
Absolutely not.
what is happening with this
3 in the morning.
launch. We can't be caught unawares leading into this. I cannot stress how important this is, Florian.
Mm-hmm.
Vesnus, did you hear that?
Vesnus is 100% passed out on the back seat.
Mm-hmm.
Vesnus, moan if you got that. Yes.
That
see,
was
Vesnus
a grumble.
agrees.
That was not a moan. That was a grumble.
A little bit of barf.
No, not in
Just
the
a
cab.
big bubble pop.
Ooh,
Gross.
Maybe, is there any bags in here we can use? They often have like bags for this sort of thing.
This is a weird city.
This
It's
is
very strange.
it is a weird city. It is a strange city.
Have you ever noticed there's so many advertisements for stuff everywhere?
It's weird. I don't notice them at all.
Oh no. Like, oh.
I mean, I certainly notice, 12 logo ads, but other than that, it's, a bit of a wash.
At
Well-
that exact moment, you are flying past an ad for solar consumption.
Ooh,
What
One of the old
hell
standards.
Fuck
Haven't
is
had
that
that one in a
mean?
while.
The
you've never had
tagline for
solar
it is
consumption?
"Drink the sun."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oswald, buddy, I think
Yes.
that it'll be better if we just all rest on it, right? You want to devote just full brain power to whatever it is you got to do.
We don't have time. We have to. I guess if Cabby, can you take us to our ship? We're going to need to.
Isn't that what I was already going?
Yep. Yeah, you got it, man.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was. You know what, Cabby? Just go ahead and take us to our ship.
That's still what I was doing.
All right. Well, we don't have a moment to waste, Florian. We need to start strategizing. Obviously, the first thing we need to do is hack into number 2 systems and figure out what they've got planned. And then we could sabotage. I mean, we are already going to sabotage number 4, but perhaps sabotage this too. But I should also maybe see. I guess I need to get something as part of this celebration. You know, as a featured, like a featured event. What do you think?
Yeah.
A parade, perhaps?
Oh my god, you should totally do a parade.
Right. How difficult could it be? I'm sure we can figure something out. Right? We got a month to put something together.
That sounds great, man.
Okay. Excellent. Cabby, would you mind taking us home? We've decided that we actually, on second thought, we're going to head home now. Thank you.
Is that a different location than the one you were going to?
That's to the ship. Yeah.
Got it.
It is a different location. It's the ship that we arrived on. Thank you, Cabby. You're so sweet.
It's a living.
Again, if this is this guy's weirdest conversation of the night, I will be shocked.
No, he's just smiling and nodding and, telling you if you need a bag there underneath the seat, there's waters in the back. As you fly through the city and are getting back to where your ship is docked, the ads you're passing by are garish and huge, and there's like big holographic projected ones that leer over like certain overpasses and buildings. The thought strikes you, Oswald, that your siblings, at least one of them, is clearly like in tandem with this event in some way that you weren't prepared for.
Yes.
Whether or not either of the other two are, you sort of doubt. This might be actually a weakness to exploit because number 2 is piggybacking on something your father already set up.
It's true. It's taking attention away from the Samba surprise. Yes, this random thought that just came into my head is brilliant.
The other thought you have isn't yours. You don't know where it comes from.
Good and cool.
In your drunken state, you don't really question it necessarily, but you just hear it like it's in your head. So why wouldn't it be your thought? But it is definitely not in your internal patois. It is another voice. It is brief. It is not overriding. It's not like somebody's trying to mind control you or anything.
No, thank goodness.
But the thought of this is an opening we can use passes through your mind. What that's in reference to, whose thought that was, who's to say? But the idea that this is an opening we can use crosses Oswald's slightly stupefied mind as he makes his way back to the Teresian. Eventually, all 4 of you are back on the ship. It's not dawn yet, but that light is a threatening reminder on the horizon that you have all stayed up way too late.
Ugh. This cabbie is terrible. They took us to the wrong ship.
No.
This isn't our ship. Cabbie, can you get back here?
He's like
Already.
driving away.
Florian. Well, now we're gonna have to walk all the way back to the ship, and he starts to walk in a random direction.
I just like back of lab coat. Like, no, man, buddy.
Yes,
Like
friend.
Pressing like a hands to the door to open it. It just like shoves Oswald in. He has like Vesnes over one shoulder.
Oh yeah, she's
Full,
just...
yeah.
Yeah.
Boo.
You know, this is an interesting
Huge
recreation
Florian, two
of
little
the
drunk
Tiresias.
idiots being dragged into the ship.
It's
The
like
way
a
God
perfect recreation of the Tiresian. How do they know all of the details? This doesn't make any sense.
They're real good. They're real good at this. Mm-hmm. So if all the details are right, you know where your room is, right? Just
I do know where a room
Oswald
is
down
that
the-
approximates. Oh, good night. I'll talk to you. We'll game plan in the morning.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Amari?
this is an opening we can use.
Strategy
Mhm.
session.
Did you go to bed, or are you the disappointed dad waiting for the kids to roll in?
Oh, I'm 100% still awake.
The disappointed dad doesn't get to be the disappointed dad if the disappointed dad left the kids at the bar.
I'll have you know, I'm not the one who said disappointed. That was Mike.
That's
Mari
fair.
is not disappointed. He is staying up, making sure that no one else is going to attempt to attack the ship.
Mm.
So,
Oh,
but
the
he is
hyper-vigilant dad. Okay. I
Yes,
see.
he is waiting for the boyfriend to show up with the shotgun sitting in his chair on the porch.
Except that shotgun is a mech suit that can fire
Yeah,
heavy
he's just-
weaponry.
So he's in Tux. The cockpit is open, and Tux is sitting there with one leg like popped up over the other one. He's got the big old gun sitting on his
Somehow
lap.
managed to cross Tux's
legs.
Tux
Got that
is just
extra mobility
in a
functionality.
big rocking
attached.
chair on the porch of the spaceship.
Mhm.
We had to install it special just so Tux would fit on it.
Yeah, there's a big old barrel on which there's the button to eject extra like coolant, like a spittoon.
Mhm.
Yeah. We make art here.
True.
Shay, do you share any of the information you got from Halcyon of Furthest Thought with the rest of your crew?
Well, as soon as they came out of the Astral Sea, I don't know what Amari was probably checking the locks at that point. They fucking levitated their mattress into the like mech bay. And when Amari came back to the mech, like Shay was just like sitting on the mattress, like, completely disheveled, makeup like everywhere. This place is about to become like the biggest fucking nerd fest in the Western Reach. Mr. Zin and a bunch of other wizards are coming because I'm being hunted by my previous clan. So that was what that was.
Okay,
So
add them to the list.
yeah. But the people who are coming here with Mr. Zen are advocates, but I'm probably going to get yelled at anyway, so I'm just going to lie down here for a little while.
Yeah. Get some sleep.
Okay. The next day will come. A gaggle of wizards is on their way. Beyond
the
that,
proper term.
It's called an annoyance.
annoyance of wizards. On top of that, there is apparently an elf clan that wants your wizard now. Wants them back, I guess, would be the correct terminology there.
I guess.
On top of that, you've got lots of time between now and the party. What else could go wrong?
Probably nothing.
It's probably fine.
We pull away now from the crew of the Tiresian, left to recover slightly from a night of debauchery and failed kidnapping attempts. They know that allies and enemies are honing in on their position, but what they don't know is that a young idiot is also making his way in the galaxy.
I know who that is.
Picked up from the storm's repose under false pretenses, and trying to find his way in a galaxy he barely understands, let alone is trying to understand.
Mm-hmm.
Because why would he do that when his preconceived notions of how the galaxy works are just so firmly in front of his face that he can barely see the forest from the trees?
Oh, to be 15 and terrible again.
Andoni is going to cause problems in the near future.
On purpose. And we
Shocker.
love that for him.
As forces conspire and powers converge on Vanikel, as events begin to circle around this world where you find yourselves now, there is going to be a wild card in all of this, and that is the younger brother of Florian of Akalar. The chaos that this Midrian boy is about to rain down on that planet cannot be predicted by wizards or corporate powers, soldiers, galaxy-spanning governments. All crumble before the tactless idiocy that Andoni of Akalar is going to bring to this world. But all of that will have to wait until next time. Because as always, you can find us online at MatcomRPG on Twitter and Instagram. You can also email us at materialcomponentsrpg@gmail.com. We always love hearing from all of our listeners.
You can find me on Twitter at CryOutOlivia. I am always there talking about D&D and other RPGs and also just a lot of other nerd stuff. So come hang out.
You can find me on Twitter at Elliot C. Lewis. I'm an illustrator and graphic designer, doing a lot of tabletop RPG and other fan art. You can also support me on Patreon and Ko-fi. Links to both of those are in my Twitter profile.
You can find me at The Readamus on Instagram and Twitter, where I post jokes and lots of photos of nature. So come check it out.
And you cannot find me on social media, but what you can do is support our show by rating and reviewing it on whatever platform you're listening to it on. Please, please, please do so.
Indeed, and finally, you can find me personally on Twitter and Instagram at MKGorgoni, where I'm always happy to talk about all things material components. But as always, the world is chaos, so please, be kind to each other. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.